Meet Tophiachu and the Slydells.
3-day notice of non-payment.
You're scamming people. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that.
I am teasing like a baby.
Bien y gracias. Y dos Dios.
No, you got alone. What happened?
Mom, you...
Tophia, along with her mother Mama Chu, father Papa Chu, and brother Chu, are one of the most infamous families on TikTok, if not in content creation as a whole. Because in the last 2 years, they have left a trail of absolute insanity and revealed each and every one of themselves to be detestable in one way or another. In this video, I will be covering some of their history, where they are today, and of course, the antics of each family member, one at a time. Starting with the golden child, Tophiachu. Tophia Slydell is 29 years old from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and considers herself to be a professional TikTok and live streamer. A couple of other things to note about Tophia is that she loves K-pop bands, BTS in particular. She also loves Mountain Dew. I've rarely seen her drink water. And she also loves to draw, being the artist of the now famous Mickey Chu, who quickly became a fan favorite for obvious reasons. As I just stated, Tophiachu is a TikToker, going viral numerous times for cringe videos, and a video series called The Boss's Daughter, where she would portray the daughter of a mob boss, would give her her first taste of being popular on TikTok. But it became clear pretty quickly that these people were not here to admire Tophia's work, and they would catch her saying some things that got people to truly despise her. One such comment would be about Asian teenagers who she seems to have some sort of obsession with. People would also begin to notice that the family struggled for money, as Tophia was always begging people to donate to her. Tophia also was known to spend exorbitant amounts of money on DoorDash and DoorDashed items, not just limiting it to food. I once saw her order 5 Below items from DoorDash, a bunch of unnecessary plastic junk when she was going online and begging people to pay their rent. She would also pull refund scams on local DoorDash delivery drivers, getting her blacklisted from the refund system as a whole. And as I stated previously, numerous GoFundMe-esque scams where she would ask people to donate so that she and her family wouldn't be homeless, only to turn around and spend the money on something else. People have also raised concerns over hygiene and living issues. The first being that the place was absolutely infested with cockroaches. Their appearances on camera became so frequent that the community dubbed them all under one name, Roach Chew.
Right there. Ah, the storm is coming.
But the roaches are far from the most disturbing thing in that house. You see, originally this video was supposed to just be about Tophia. I didn't even know if I was going to include details about her family. But after seeing a couple videos that her father had released on his own, and some where he just barged into Tophia's, it became very clear that Tophia was one of the least interesting members of the family.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Bien. Bien y gracias. Y dos Dios. Muy bien. Tophia, when you smile, man, you got the most beautiful smile.
Instantly changed expressions.
You know what? You are very special. You are very special, and I'm gonna take care of you in a very good way. Make you happy. You are special to me and the world.
That was the voice of Donald Fitzgerald Slydell, also known as Tophiachu, and also known as Ezekiah Mordecai Fusario. But we'll get into that here in a minute. There's no better way to explain it other than to show you this video of Tophiachu explaining his teeth. The man is absolutely insane, like in a clinical sense.
I know my teeth. My teeth are gonna grow back. I'm 58. I'm 58 years old. And I am teething. Right now. I am teething like a baby. No. I did not go to court.
Tophiachu is believed to have a number of mental health problems, including schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, and also somewhat of a pyromaniac. He will light these small fires inside, and it's gotten them into a lot of trouble with their apartment complex. It seems to have some kind of religious connotation for him. He will light these fires and leave crosses with green masking tape all around the walls of the apartment. And going live on TikTok, he will have these religious sermons where he refers to himself as Ezekiah Mordecai Fusario, seeing himself as some kind of religious figurehead. But that's not all that Tophiachu is. He's also a con artist. It's no joke, Tophiachu has founded a fake bank and everything, joining Ozark International Bank. Hi, how are you? To join Ezekiah Mordecai Fusaria OSB Global Q and the Ozark International Bank of America Government World Bank, you must first be an investor. Once you are an investor, you will be enrolled into the Byzantine Membership Program. Please deposit your investment fund into... Yeah, I'm gonna have to blur a bunch of that out. Donald will make these statements all over Twitter and Reddit, and it has been alleged that Donald has used this to actually con a few people out of some money. Another thing you notice about this post is that it's marked 18 and up on Reddit. Tophiachu has a serious problem posting illicit photos of himself to public platforms on social media, the internet equivalent of a guy in a trench coat. And this type of behavior is not just limited to Twitter and Reddit. I want to say first that Tophiachu and Mamachu are legally married, and Tophiachu seems to have a weakness for practitioners of the world's oldest profession, stating in one video, which I cannot show here, that if he ran everything like he requested the government to pay him to, the streets would be lined with ladies of the night. As I'm sure many of you expected, this gets him into a lot of trouble with his wife, Mamachu. But it seems to be especially bad when Tophiachu will boot up his TikTok live and start flirting with any person he thinks is female in the comments. This has happened more times than I can count, but here are some of the... well, I don't know if best is the right word, but that's what I'll use.
Well, if you want to dance, send a request. Come on, let's do it. Oh, I'm sorry. I won't do that. I'm sorry, babe. Yeah. That's my wife, Marie Bernice Lucero.
He has no business trying to make love to you guys. That's sick.
That's my wife, Marie Bernice Lucero. What happened?
Stop sticking your tongue out to the ladies, okay?
Okay.
No,
That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say, Maria.
That's dirty shit.
That's all you have to say. Just say stop sticking your tongue out. Okay? Okay.
What do you have to say about Ozark? I kind of want to join.
Get off the phone, Donald, and stay off.
Send me an email to Mordecai Global.
No, nobody sending you an email. Get off the phone.
Maria, this might be a good call.
No, it's not. I don't care. You don't have Ozark. Just hang up.
I gotta go.
Due to these kinds of escapades or his flat-out insanity, Donald will go missing for prolonged periods of time. One time, he was gone for so long that the Slydells family filed a missing persons report for him, but have also grown weary of living with him as his mental health continues to decline. Even though the family relies on his disability checks to survive, it seems like his actions have caused his family to harbor little love for him. But the one who seems to hate him the most is the next family member we're gonna cover, Tophiachu.
There you go.
Good job, Maria. Good job, baby.
Yeah. I don't want you to take a picture of me.
Even though Tophiachu isn't quite as active as Tophiachu, she will still stream often from an app called Station Head. She will sing, talk, and defend Tophia tooth and nail. Tophiachu gets herself in trouble quite often with Tophia for being extremely racist on these Station Head live streams, leading Tophiachu to double down.
You know what?
Just say sorry.
They're going to have to apologize first.
No, you said it. They didn't say it, you said it.
They said it too just now.
They're not going to apologize. But
Then
you have
apologize.
to. Mom, you have to apologize. Apologize. I'm not going to.
apologize.
I don't give a
Oh, don't say. I don't care.
Mom, you have to apologize. Fine, don't apologize. I'll just get harassed because of you.
They're saying you said a slur word too and you didn't apologize.
Tophiachu does have one really good point. Tophia didn't apologize for the things that she said either. In the past, Tophiachu has also stated that she was a quote-unquote party girl when she was younger, meeting Tophiachu, now her husband, at a nightclub, and leading to a rumor which I want to add is not confirmed in any way, that Tophiachu isn't even Tophia's real father. Personally, I just attribute it to Tophiachu's extremely strong genetics, which are not only prominent in Tophia, but also the next family member that we're about to cover, Brother Chu. Brother Chu is the member of the family that the least is known about. Many speculate that he has some kind of anger issue based on the way that he talks to Tophia, the rest of his family, and his ex-girlfriend Angie. You see, Brother Chu and Angie were dating off and on for quite some time, and whenever things would turn sour, Angie would hop on a TikTok livestream and expose the whole family for being filthy and abusive. This enraged Brother Chu, causing him to fully dox her to all of his fans, throw all of her clothes into his dumpster, and go to her location whenever she went live. Angie alleged multiple instances of physical abuse from Brother Chu onto her, and Brother Chu has confirmed that it has gotten physical in the past. There's not really much to say about Brother Chu except for his real name is Donald Slydells Slydell Jr., he keeps off social media mostly, and he was recently arrested at an underground street racing event. There is one more member of the family I would like to show you before we get into the recent Tophiachu and Slydell updates. And this one isn't even human, it's Hershey the dog, who happens to be my favorite member of that family by far. I mean, in my opinion, the only other competition is Roach Chew at this point. If I could describe Hershey in one word, it would be angry.
No, you gotta pay rent. Give me your money.
And Hershey has every right to be pissed. They don't even own a leash for her. They have somehow trained this dog to urinate on puppy pads, and even more impressively into old McDonald's cups. The sad reality is that Hershey is often abused and is almost never taken outside. Its whole life is spent in that roach-filled apartment. I've seen a video of Tophia hitting her with a hairbrush, so it's no wonder that she has to be that angry just to survive in that household. All jokes about the dog not wanting to pay rent aside, it's a very sad situation. And as time went on in the story, things would get worse for each of the family members that I previously mentioned. Now that I've given you a brief overview of each family member, we're going to get into the most recent sagas. And in my opinion, this all kicked off when it was revealed that Tophiachu was no longer paying rent on the apartment.
We're screwed. What? He hasn't been paying the rent. We owe $2,000. 3-day notice of non-payment. I told you they were piling it up. Why? Because they added up because of COVID. We owe a lot of rent. It piled up.
The website and said we didn't know anything.
And why we owe that?
Relying on someone as insane as Tophiachu to pay your rent, well, you basically were asking for that to happen. The man doesn't even show up for his own court cases half the time. But if you know anything about Tophia, then you know she has an excuse for everything, claiming that she was evicted because of her popularity on TikTok.
And I know I'm not a piece of shit. You want to know why? People are mad that I have 200,000 followers. People are mad that I can go live every day on TikTok and they can't. That's why I'm evicted, because people are mad. Wow. And everyone knows that. People have made videos stating that.
Nobody made videos like that. In fact, it was the exact opposite. People began to call her out on her spending habits and her unwillingness to get a job, with Tophia stating that one time she was fired from a Dunkin' Donuts because of hygiene issues. Tophiachu and Tophiachu don't have jobs either, so Tophia thinks that she's supporting the family through her TikTok lives, when in reality she's begging for people to give her money so she doesn't go homeless, while she's spending that exact same money on various DoorDashed items. With them being able to stay at the house for a while after being formally evicted, Tophia was able to run this fake homelessness scam for quite some time. All of this attention led her to a TikTok live one day with a woman called Aunt Karen, who was there to get to the bottom of what Tophia was doing with this money she was begging off of her fans. And when people started laying some hard truths onto Tophia, she didn't take it very well.
What about the Asian corn then? What about the Asian teen corn?
I wanna actually ask about that. So that is not edited because there is a screen recording from your live of that exact screen.
There is the person. Okay, so the person that people are posting in the comments, Space Kitten, posted the unedited photo. Be accountable enough, and the only reason why people are going, like my mom says, a witch hunt, is because I won't get off social media. Because they say social media is not a job. You need to get off social media. Like, they harass
Tophia, it was a live though. You're saying people edited the photo, but if you're doing a live, and I don't know how people saw your screen, was it your phone screen? How did people see you look up Asian teen
Can I
porn?
explain it? Can I explain it from a...
Please do.
So, you know, on iPhones, when you scroll all the way to the left, it shows all your widgets, it shows everything like that. It also shows your search history in the widgets. That's exactly where it was, and your search history does not lie.
It doesn't show a search history in
yes,
the
it
widgets.
does, Tophia. I'm sorry.
That's very obvious to me, Tophia. I see the teen corn there. You were looking at Asian teen corn. So for whatever reason you were doing that. Now you're sitting here. You did spend money. Going back and forth, going to Comic-Con. You wasted money going to Comic-Con when you could have put the money towards your moving costs. I don't think anyone should give you money to move. I don't think anybody should do that. And if you do give her money to move, that's on you. That's what I think. I think you're scamming people. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. I need you, listen, Tophia, I need you to understand what we're trying to do here. Tophia, come down on you harsh. I'm not trying to come down on you harsh. Unmute your mic so we can talk about this. I want you to understand why this is happening and where this is coming from. What we don't want to happen is people to be sending you money. You have the ability, Tophia.
As you saw in the video, as soon as Tophia started crying, Mama Chu ran to her defense. But Mama Chu was gonna take it a step further than that. She went live on Station Head to give Aunt Karen a piece of her mind. And of course, keeping in line with Mama Chu's brand, being incredibly racist.
I'm not going to this.
Mom, please. Don't cause yourself up.
Stop calling phone.
Mom, don't use that word.
Hello? What do you want?
Let me ask you a question. Why are you calling my girlfriend in the middle of the night?
Why am I calling who?
Mom, just hang up.
Make excuses, boy. You tell me who this is.
Mom,
This is Marie Lucero. I'm sorry.
Hang up.
Don't you try and deny it. I got proof.
Mom, just hang
Looks
up.
like I called him. I didn't call him. No, you got it wrong. Whatever.
Mom, you...
One thing that I forgot to mention earlier is just how much Mama Chu coughs, sometimes begging Tophiachu for water. Things would continue like this for quite some time. Tophia would scam her audience, they would stay in the house past eviction, and of course, all fight tooth and nail with each other and the audience. That is, until January 16th, 2023. Papachu was having some kind of episode and police were called over to Tophiachu's apartment. And Papachu, resisting the police and blocking the door, was charged with false imprisonment, 3 counts. The police claimed because Papachu had blocked their path of exit, that they had to charge him with this. Even after Tophia, Mama Chu, and Brother Chu had gotten out of the apartment, Hershey the dog and of course Papa Chu were still inside, struggling with the police, who ended up deploying tear gas on Papa Chu and poor Hershey. This seemed to do the trick, and Papa Chu was taken away, never to set foot in that apartment again. Despite the fact that the door was busted open and that there was tear gas residue everywhere, Tophia, Mama Chu, Brother Chu, and Hershey had nowhere else to go. So they returned to the apartment, which I might add they are still in the process of being evicted from, where they would withstand the landlord's many attempts to get them out of the place.
The system is for you to make money, and you live with your grandma at her house, fired from Taco Bell. Talk about that, since you want to talk about my situation so much, Goofy.
With no heat and no running water, they were eventually forced to move out of the apartment, making the Slydell family now officially homeless. They would stay at a homeless shelter for a couple days where Tophia would infamously live stream from with a green screen behind her. But either not liking the situation or not being allowed to stay, they spend the majority of their time these days in their car. Or if they're lucky enough that week, a hotel room. Tophia still doesn't have a job, and the family still relies on Papa Chu's disability. Mama Chu and Brother Chu still seem to be living with Tophia out of the car and out of hotels, along with Hershey, who is rumored to have been put down, but these rumors have been confirmed false recently. I'm still really rooting for the little dude. She's a fighter. The situation with Tophia, her brother and mother, is tumultuous at best. Despite them going to new locations all the time, Tophia still has a serial habit of doxing her residence. And as trolls are known to do, they posted it on Grindr, leading someone to attempt a break-in one night.
They said the door's unlocked.
He tried to come in.
Yeah, look, yeah, it was home too. So I told you need to cut your shit out.
I didn't do anything. I haven't done nothing.
You keep doing this online shit and this fucking getting sketched out.
I didn't do nothing.
People shouldn't be trying to come inside the fucking door like that.
Well, if you don't like that, then call the police.
I'm not gonna call the police.
Well,
then. Be in this situation.
Okay, well, how are we gonna pay for a room we don't have? You pay for it then.
Next time I'm not gonna be home, somebody's gonna fucking march right in.
I didn't do anything. I'm not the one who's doing nothing. And they come from her live. They mention on hers.
No, I don't know.
I didn't even do nothing.
I just don't like this live bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit.
I have a right to go live.
Now I'm gonna put everybody in fucking danger.
It's her live stream. It's not mine. You tell her about her live stream.
Tophiachu is well known for deflecting blame and accepting none of it. She would rather blame her mom, who streams to a station head audience a fraction the size of Tophia's. Seems like Brother Chu is pretty fed up with the situation. But there's something glaringly obvious that's missing from this video. Papa Chu, who I had not seen with the rest of his family in a long time. What I do know is that Papa Chu has racked up a laundry list of charges in the last year. After the hostage situation, he would commit another crime in October, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and criminal trespass. Then 1 month later, like clockwork, in November, he was arrested for armed robbery and resisting arrest, as well as the numerous warrants that Papa Chu has because he simply doesn't care to attend his court dates. It has been rumored that Papa Chu committed both of these robberies for food, and has been living far more rough than the other Slydells. Papa Chu is currently in jail facing a year for those armed robbery charges I talked about. When he was arrested, it was noted that he was wearing the exact same outfit as when he had been arrested 9 months earlier, and witnesses to his most recent court hearing had some harrowing things to say. They noted that his feet were swollen and bloody, he had one shoe, and was degrading rapidly. None of the Slydells have been seen at any of his court hearings, and they have no intention of paying his measly $50 bond, even though they still sit back and enjoy his disability payments. Papa Chu has said and done some absolutely horrible things in his lifetime, but what's going on with him right now is a failure of many systems and people. It is most likely that these charges will stick and Papa Chu will spend over a year in jail or prison, with the rest of the Slydells continuing to live out of their car and motels. The only bright side of all of this is that Hershey is finally getting some fresh air for the first time in a long time. and hopefully no longer has to pee in old McDonald's cups. I really don't see the rest of the family changing either. Tophia's been making videos like this since Musical.ly was around, and though Papachu has gone missing from all social media simply because he can't afford it or he's in jail, Mama Chu still streams to her station head regularly, and Brother Chu will still make frequent appearances. To my knowledge, none of them have jobs still. And Tophia having an ongoing beef with previous video subjects Leslie Clark and Nova Online, it is almost assured that we will see her here on this channel again in the near future. But that's all we have on Tophiachu and the Slydells family today, guys. Bit of a longer one, really enjoyed making it for you. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you could go down and hit the like button or leave a comment, that would be very helpful for the channel. It's huge in the algorithm. But aside from all that, I know that time is the most valuable thing that each and every one of us have, and I thank you so much for spending some of yours here with me. A big shout out to all my channel members. Love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the support. It wouldn't be the same without you guys in my live streams or on my videos. I always appreciate your sage advice. And to you watching the video right now, I hope that you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are, just go have a good time. And be sure to keep it Kiwi.